Welcome, ladies and gentlemen. You are watching Championship Court, court number 1 here at the 2021 Beach Open National Championships from Clearwater, Florida. The final tour stop of the AVP Next Gold Tour. Serving first is Paulis. Marciniak going behind Tim Bomgren, cutting it across the block of Samuels. That'll open up our scoring. Piotr Marciniak. Tim Bomgren back to serve. Samuels out of the middle of the court, avoids the block, just missing to the wide sideline. That fantastic view brought to you by Streamography. Bomgren goes short. High communication going short to the near side.
It looks like Paulis and Samuels are trying to channel their inner McKibben. Double beards, the Beard Bros, no strangers to the AVP and center court. Maybe they're thinking the beard will bring them luck.
Goes off the block as Samuels out of bound. Marciniak's second kill here. Still very early, 3 serving 1. Hits the side spin, picked up by Rafi. Samuels goes high to the middle, gives Rafi opportunities, just out of the reach of Bomgren.
Going on the outside of the block there of Marciniak. Rafi finds some sand for a kill. 2-3 here on center.
You know, it's really going to be interesting, Dave, as this match progresses, is both these teams are matched up pretty well, each of them containing athletes that are able to do both, skill being defense and or blocking, and then, certainly attacking pretty darn well. So the question is going to be, who do you want to put the pressure on? Who do you want to make work way, way harder to beat you than the other person?
Great block there from Samuels.
Block for point by Jeff Samuels.
One thing I did appreciate yesterday, Kyle, watching Paulis and Samuels play, there were a couple calls they didn't necessarily agree with, but they asked the ref, and they, with passion and intensity, of course they were competing, but they were extreme sportsmen, and I appreciate that. They were, that sportsmanship is love. They asked the ref for clarification. The ref gave him clarification, and then you see Jeff Samuels high-five the refs, show some appreciation and thanks, and if he didn't agree with the call still, he let it go, but he was a true gentleman about it, and that's what I like to see, especially even at the pro level here.
4-3 is going to initiate a side switch. Tim Bomgren heads back to the service line. All attackers have registered at least 1 kill here in the match. There's 1 block on the stat sheet. That belongs to Samuels, as well as 1 attack error. And Bomgren being a lefty, the only lefty on the court right now, I think he's somebody that you're going to start to see a really nice varied shot selection. Big swing by Samuels.
And you see how far he was off the net and still able to get that down angle. I mean, that was a sharp angle shot, and it was so low that Bomgren, who was in the right spot, it was just below his reach of his platform, and I would have played it the same way. I wouldn't have thought Samuels could have put that angle on that ball, and just a testament to his swing and his jump.
Going high, deep, trying to push Bomgren off. The jump bump, Bomgren over the top, down the line.
Perfectly placed. Got him.
That's the shot selection that I think we're going to see a lot more from Bomgren. He has the leaping ability to hit not only the hard-driven ball, but then that off-speed roll shot into space. And so I think that's going to cause Rafi Paulis to have to make a decision either to run down that line shot or stay into that cross that he can absolutely hit, and we've seen him do once before. Puts it tight, play at the net, decides to bump off.
Wow, great job there. Both players able to stay out of the net with that tight play.
Rafi goes over, picked up, going low, off speed, picked up easily. Soft roll with the lefty. Samuels is there. Rafi puts Samuels on the net. Samuels with the swing, but intercepted.
Marciniak with a block for point.
Great rally. Lots of quick overs and backs coming over with just the second contact. Certainly there's moments where like, could we have utilized a third contact? But then certainly have to take into consideration we're tight to the net. Let's try to redistribute or balance out our defense. Let's get reset. Maybe deciding to go over on 2, trying to continue to put a lot of pressure. Marciniak finding himself in front of Samuels for the block. Each team registering 1 block here. Marciniak back to serve.
Jump serve goes to Paulis. Samuels, goes over. I don't know if he wanted that to or not.
Bomgren able to step close into the second. Option swing goes away from both defenders. Finds the sand. Timeout is requested by Paulis and Samuels. Dave, I was thinking about it. You asked me earlier on, you were thinking about what you could get your kids for Christmas, and I'm realizing I think it's an AVP game ball. The optics, you can head over to wilson.com, purchase one of those game balls, get it shipped to your house just in time for the holidays.
Honestly, holidays or not holidays, it does not matter. Whatever you are needing, whether it's for yourself or for somebody else, the greatest gift is the gift of volleyball, and Wilson is the official game ball of the AVP and the next Gold Tour. AVP at all levels, Wilson Optics. For the true game you want to play, get yourself an optics ball, play like the pros.
We'll be right back, Dave. Welcome back. Court number 1 here. Brief timeout taken by Samuels and Paulis. They trail by 3. Ball's picked up by Bomgren. Bomgren with the shot selection over the top of Samuels.
Bomgren over the top of the block, going down the line for the kill. We got 8-4 here on center. Marciniak back to serve.
Correct me if I'm wrong, Kyle, but I believe also this is still a winner's bracket match. So winner does stay in the winner's bracket, and the loser does have a shot back to make their way back to championship games for that prize purse. And what we're going to see here is Samuels and Rafi need a 4-point swing rather quickly, which we've seen happen time and time again here on center. And shots like that can make it happen very quick.
Absolutely right. Competing for a share of a $15,000 purse. As you mentioned, the non-victor will work their way through the contenders bracket, so they still have a shot to find their way into those prize matches, if you will, or prize finishes. Both teams currently undefeated. Marciniak able to avoid the block of Samuels. Marciniak and Bomgren combining for 7 kills. Paulis and Samuels sharing 2 apiece. 9-5s brings about the second side switch. Bomgren head backs to the service line. Picked up by Bomgren. Marciniak with the second contact. The step close. Ball finds the net. Really fantastic defensive effort there. Really nice job by Samuels putting a lot of pressure. You had to see a scrap defensive play to be picked up by Bomgren. And then Marciniak getting a second touch. Third contact, unfortunately, finding the net. That's going to bring that swing that you talked about it being initiated here to Samuels and Rafi Paulis.
We got 6'9" here. Rafi Paulis back to serve. Samuels at the net.
Paulis to serve, just below the camera.
A serve for Rafi Paulis.
First service ace of the contest.
Rafi back in the service line again. Man bun and beard. It's like a turtleneck and chain, staple of every nightclub.
Utilizing a top spin here, trying to put pressure deep on Bomgren.
Great reach.
Bomgren's going to poke just wide of the line. Rafi doing a fantastic job running that ball down. Bomgren asking, are you sure that ball was out of bounds? Point is flipped. 8 serving 9.
Serving again.
Paulis waiting for his partner for the signal. Jump serve, short. Ooh, wind picked up. I think that top spin, I think he had a miss hit on that serve, but that wind did not help it at all.
Serving short. We got 10 serving, 8 here on center.
Marciniak heads back to the service line. 10 serving 8. Paulis to Samuels.
Net violation. Honor call by Marciniak.
Confusion. I think Marciniak says, hey, I was in the net.
Samuels going back to serve. Marciniak was in the net and made the honor call.
Can appreciate the honesty there.
Sportsmanship absolutely loved.
So I think Marciniak here is asking for clarity. He's like, yes, I was in the net. Was I in the net after the ball landed out of bounds?
Okay, I didn't. I was
That's
wondering. I was wondering if he grabbed the net, thinking that that was in, and was like, okay, hey, you know.
That's a fair question. I'm not entirely sure. The fast-paced game. I'm curious if that's what he's trying to clarify.
And what happened first, the chicken or the egg? Oh, we have the clarification. I'm wondering if they might call a replay here because that seldom seen in the AVP, but.
So he has changed his call. He's saying that, yes, I might have been in that. Or to your point, I grabbed the net thinking that ball was in, but in fact, that ball landed out, and once that ball was contacting the sand out of bounds without touching the sideline, that ball is going to be dead.
Oh, we do have the call. It was Peter Marciniak with the honor call, making it a net violation. After clarification, the end result is point for Samuels and Paulis, and Jeff Samuels back to serve.
Handled by Bomgren. Marciniak puts Bomgren in the middle, hits the shot selection just in front of Paulis.
We've got 11 serving 9 with a soft shot from Tim. Bomgren going back to the service line. We are switching on the next point.
Next point will initiate a technical timeout, and the total score is 21. Samuels fights that off, goes high. Samuels with the opportunity here, picked up by Bomgren. Good read. Bomgren at the net. High roll over the top, finds the sand.
Deep roll shot. We're switching sides here. 12 to 9 on center.
That's going to bring Bomgren to his 6th kill here in set number 1. He leads all attackers. Marciniak with 3, Paulis and Samuel splitting 2 apiece. That will initialize the technical timeout. They lead 12 to 9. Dave, we're going to take a brief pause, and we'll be right back after this.
For the cruise, toes to the head. My cannon fully pumping. You got me surfing till my eyes all red. Oh, oh, fire in the sky. Oh, oh, give thanks for this life.
Watch that one day over there, so.
Bomgren to serve, handled by Paulis. Samos puts Paulis on the net. Underneath, question is whether or not that ball finds the sand. Paulis back to serve. Correction, Samuel's back to serve. Trying to push Bomgren off the net. Has a left-handed swing, cuts in front of Paulis. Bomgren leading all attackers at the moment, 7 kills. He's linking up with Marciniak for a total of 10. Samuels and Paulis, total of 6. So what you're seeing from Samuels, both for allowing himself to get to the net, but then also trying to push Bomgren off the net, having to make him work even harder to get to the net to hit that attack. Reversing flow, great set. Just out of the reach of Bomgren. Quick decision by Samuels to turn sets overhead back to Paulis in the middle of the court, finding some sand.
Right, you are. I mean, that's good court awareness, but also changing up. He leads in strong. Like he's going to swing away at the ball, catches the defenders, backed up for the deep hit, and goes short.
Bringing Bomgren short, so he has to back up and then attack forward.
I believe it's called on Jeff Samuels.
Give Bomgren the kill. He'll head back to the service line. They lead 14-11. That same 3-point advantage that we saw after the technical timeout.
I want to bring him home? No.
Question about whether or not the net is the proper height. Looking for some help from the crew. Dave, while the crew fixes up the net, we're going to just step away, and we'll be right back after, for more action. side out by Samuels and Paulis, 12-14. Serving short, bringing Bomgren up. That's going to create the option. Dinks over the top of Samuel's block. Quick side out. Another 2-point advantage regained. Side switch here. This is side switch number 4. Marciniak heads back to the service line. Hitting the sidewinder to the outside angle of the platform. Samuel's able to bring it back in for, unfortunately, Marciniak with a great positioning and extension through the plane.
13 here on center court.
Creates that 3-point advantage. Tough one. They were able to bring it back to 1. Now opening that door back up to 3.
And again, that's a momentum shift. There is no consistency because these teams are so passionate. You're going to see that seesaw battle every single match. Look at the swing and elevation from Jeff Samuels.
Marciniak deciding not to block there. I think that was probably not the great decision. We're going to take a replay. Look at that replay here, Dave.
Replay sponsored by Spike Ball. And the Spike Ball replay, you see Jeff Samuels with a great elevation. I mean, it looked like the bottom of his feet were at the bottom of the tape there, on the bottom of the net, excuse me, that beautiful Park and Sun net system. But, I mean, he gets out of the sand so quickly, so high. He's got to be super hard to defend against.
If you're looking to get out of the house, whether it be for the holidays, depending on where you live, or even in the spring, Park and Sun and CrossNet, great options to get out and get active playing the sport of volleyball.
Just a bit low for Paulis. 17-14 with Tim Bomgren at the service line here on center court.
Bomgren heads back. So, and I think, you know, to your point, Dave, about that Samuel's kill is he wants that. That's a favorable matchup. His athleticism, even with Marciniak's blocking ability, he's like, let me go one-on-one, get me in the middle of the court. Here's another great opportunity, right? Just like that, right?
Yeah, and I mean, if that's the matchup they want, this is part of the strategy that you talked about yesterday, and you know, assigning not so much a one-on-one option, but when you have a player versus player, what do we want to try to match up? All right, we got Peter at the net, Marciniak, and a monster blocker, great reach. Samuel's also a very strong blocker we saw yesterday, but that's the matchup you want, power versus power.
Now they've shifted their focus. They're actually staying away from Bomgren right now. Bomgren does lead all attackers with 8. Marciniak now tallying his 5th kill. All attackers have a minimum of 5 kills here in set number 1. There's a 3-point advantage to Bomgren and Marciniak. As I mentioned, Dave, they've shifted their focus. So Bomgren had to take a huge, heavy load, had to work incredibly hard. He was very effective, getting quite a few kills. They've shifted their focus to Marciniak. Marciniak's still doing a really nice job, but they like that matchup as far as his attacking ability, Samuel's blocking ability, and Rafi's defense.
Right, you are. Here we go with action coming back. Oh, just wide for Samuels.
Samuel's allowing that elbow to stay high, has the opportunity. He sees open sand, just missing wide. That's going to open up a 4-point advantage for Marciniak, who's going to continue to serve. And it looks like they're now serving away from Samuels. They're trying to make Paulis take a huge, heavy load here in the latter part of set number 1. Both teams undefeated. They're vying for a share of the $15,000 purse. The winner moves on. The loser will have to work their way through the contenders bracket. Bomgren with the shot selection to the cross court away from Paulis. That brings us to our 35th point and a side switch.
And set point, as you mentioned, we got 20 serving 15. And I believe Bomgren is going to be back here at the service line. Oh, wait, no, correction, Marciniak.
Marciniak is continuing to serve, actually.
Thank you.
He's been utilizing both a flat jump float as well as a sidewinder. I'm not sure if that's to gain just a little bit of the wind and maybe move a little bit more from right to left or left to right, depending on the direction that it's spinning.
Right
That time with that flat float, excuse me. Samuel's tight. He likes that opportunity.
Great knuckle pokey there from Samuels.
Brief pause here. Paulis heads back to the service line. Looking at a 16 serving 20, 4 set point opportunities. Chops that one short. Bomgren high to the middle. Marciniak looking for the cross court walking of the dog. Unfortunately, does not clear the net. That is set point opportunity number 2 for Marciniak and Bomgren. Paulis and Samuels able to stave off 1. Marciniak's second attack here in set number 1. Paulis with the serve again, going short. Brings Marciniak up. Marciniak has the back up. Still step closes. Back-to-back attack here is unfortunately saves off another set point opportunity. Cuts the deficit to 2, 18 serving 20. The top of your screen, Paulis on the top left, Samuels there at the net, Bomgren on the bottom right with the backwards hat, and then Marciniak on the right in the black t-shirt. Marciniak's pass goes tight. Bomgren puts him on the net. Goes through the block of Samuels to the sand. That is going to end set number 1, 21-18. Marciniak registering his 6th kill. Bomgren leading all attackers with 9. Samuels with 6. Paulis with 5. We're going to step away from a brief message from our corporate sponsors. We'll be back for the start of set number 2.
Slippers, no shoes, Hibachi for the cruise, beam bottles to the head, McKenna fully pumping. You got me surfing till my eyes all red. Oh, oh, fire in the sky. Oh, oh, give thanks for this life.
I'm training for my 6th Olympics. More than ever before, I have to work hard to stay in shape. I run, I lift, I do yoga. That means sore knees, sore back, sore everything. KT Tape helps me push past the pain.
Used by athletes around the world and at home, just like you. KT Tape relieves the pain of aching muscles and joints. Perform at your best. Easy to apply. Use it for many common injuries. KT Tape. Train longer, finish stronger.
KT Tape works for me, it'll work for you.
how loud it is. This is
Marciniak and out of bounds. Paulis with the kill. That ends the service run from Bomgren. Bomgren coming with 2 service aces to open up set number 2. Paulis registering her first kill here in set number 2. Marciniak and Bomgren taking set number 1, 21-18. It is 1-2 here in set number 2. Samuel's serve goes long. That is Samuel's first service error of the match. 3 serving 1. Marciniak to serve, utilizing that top spin. Going to be picked up by Paulis. Samuels keeps Paulis off the net, gives some options. Picked up by Bomgren. Bomgren step closes into it, takes a big rip to the cross court. Dug by Marciniak. The one-hand block joust at the net. Samuel's able to keep his hands across as Marciniak looks to poke it, but Samuel's able to get his hand on that ball, redirected to the sand. That is Samuel's second block of the contest, having 1 here in set number 1 and 1 in set number 2. I think that might have come off his forearm, which is usually something that's pretty hard to control. Paulis' serve is out of bounds. His first service error, each of them having 1 service error here early in set number 2. Bomgren back to serve, 4 serving 2. Bomgren had 2 aces to open up set number 2. Also utilizing a top spin, picked up by Paulis. Samuel puts Paulis on the net. He likes that opportunity, goes off the hands and head of Marciniak and out of bounds. Currently Paulis with the only attacker with kills here. Cuts the lead to 1. That brings about our first side switch. Utilizing a sky ball. That brings Marciniak close. He looks to come away from it. Samuels is there. Good pickup by Bomgren. Bomgren cutting back across, but out of bounds. Fantastic play by both sides. So sky ball utilized. Marciniak has to come short, passes the ball incredibly well, straight up and down, keeps his platform parallel to the floor, doesn't have any angle. That way that ball is going to come straight off his platform. And he actually goes away to create some angles that makes that blocker have to move with him and ideally create a favorable situation. But the athleticism from Samuels able to get in the way, dug by Bomgren. But after the set from Marciniak, Bomgren's swing goes out of bounds. After a successful sky ball, Samuel's sky ball does not clear the net. I'm getting a little bit of feedback. I don't know if you can hear us at home. If they can't, I will not worry about it.
As long as they can hear you, is the most important thing.
Sidewinder falls it. We're going to get a question about whether or not that ball was in. Samuels and Paulis feel that ball was out. Official will confirm.
What's we get for a score? Where's the score for?
They just switched. This will bring Samuels back to serve. I want to say we might be in that 5-5 range. 4-5. Oh, no, I apologize. 5-5. Every once in a while, Dave. Every once in a while. Paulis to serve, float serve, picked up by Marciniak. Bomgren keeps Marciniak off. He likes the angle. Goes to the stand, able to catch just a little bit of the hands of Samuels. That doesn't count for 2 points, but you feel pretty good that you're able to get past the defender, a viable defender, as well as Paulis finding the sand. That is Marciniak's first kill here. Only 2 attackers have registered kills. We're still early in set number 2, 6 serving 5. Picked up by Bomgren. Ball goes cross court, dug by Paulis. Now Samuel's going to keep Paulis on the net. Paulis looks, intercepted by Peter Marciniak. That is Marciniak's 3rd kill here in the contest. Bomgren back to serve. Bomgren serve handled by Paulis. Paulis out of the middle of the court. Comes over on 2. Not sure if there was just unable to see it. So ball goes through the block. It is dug by Bomgren. Comes over on 1. Finds the stand. I'm not sure if maybe Paulis had something in his eyes. He has actually left the playing area, heading over to maybe his stuff. We'll have to see what happens when he comes back. And while we wait, we'll step away for a brief moment.
For the cruise, bring bottles to the head. McKenna fully pumping. You got me surfing till my eyes all red.
What is it going to add to the value of the broadcast? Tim Bomgren with a great serve there, going to Paulis. Samuels underneath it. Paulis on the right side. Through the top of the tape, Kyle, for the kill.
Paulis making a side switch, 6-8 here at
Dave, that'll initiate the second side switch. Remember, for sets 1 and 2, we were playing to 21, win by 2. We're going to switch on multiples of 7. The technical timeout.
Technical timeout, I believe, a minute ago is going to, or the technical timeout comes once we've got to the 21st point, right, Kyle?
That is correct. Just a brief pause there. I'm not entirely sure what happened. Hopefully everyone is okay. We are back to action. Samuels heads back to the service line. 2-point deficit right now, 6 serving 8.
Okay.
A little bit of a, I guess, conference at the net to understand who the next, or the serving rotation, if I'm not mistaken, that is going to be Paulis to serve, 6 serving 8 here on center court, and I believe set number 2.
You're absolutely right, Dave. And we talked about it in the last one. We actually had a similar situation where we weren't sure who was serving. And you're probably thinking to yourself at home, how do we forget that? How did we mess that up? There's only 2 people.
Yeah, but it's the long rallies and the intense play.
Well, absolutely.
What you had in previous games, hey, you know what? We had our 2 tall guys matched up following each other in serve. It changes and it fluctuates game to game, even within a match. I mean, you might change that up between sets just to get a different momentum or a different style going to see who you're matching up against, who's running up versus hanging back for defense.
Marciniak back to serve. He's on the near side of the screen. He just stepped off the screen. His teammate, Tim Bomgren. We actually are very fortunate from this angle. We can see some blocking assignments. They have since gone away, but that is letting his partner know, hey, here's what I want you to take away. Samuel's able to elevate off the hands of Marciniak and out of bounds. All attackers have it registered a kill here in set number 2. The leader, kill leader here is set 2. Paulis with 3. Second would be Bomgren with 2, and Marciniak and Samuels with 1 apiece. Samuels heads back to the service line. They trail by 2, 7-9.
Jump serve. Oh, jump float from Samuels.
Marciniak puts Bomgren in the middle. Bomgren taking his shot selection. Dug one-handed by Paulis. Paulis with the step close. Marciniak chooses to come off, takes the option. Fantastic dig by Paulis. Samuels puts Paulis on. Paulis, big swing to the cross court.
Cross-court kill on the right side for Rafi Paulis.
Great
And a
rally.
Rafi bomb right there on the right side. Came at just the right time. We have 8-9 here, a 1-point gap with Samuels serving.
Bomgren questioning something. I'm not entirely sure if it was maybe a second ball contact, which they usually look at very strictly as far as a double or a lift. I'm not entirely sure the rally happened so quickly. It was a lot of fun to watch, and so I'm not entirely sure which specific moment he was referring to.
I believe he was looking for the second to last set. He was questioning, if there was a double contact or not. That's what I read from here. But again, at this point, we're assuming without talking to Tim himself. Tim back to serve here. It is 10 serving 8. Tim Bomgren, big player and on the grass and the beach. So I saw him at Wapaka, I saw him at Pottstown. Multi-surface player and part of the AVP America Tour, both next gold and grass.
Handled by Samuels. Paulis high to the pin. Samuels with a step close. Soft touch over the top of Marciniak out of the reach of Bomgren. Samuels' second kill here. That'll send back to his partner, Rafi Paulis, to serve. And Bomgren having competed with his brother as well, Brian. I think they might have played on the grass together. Both these athletes, no stranger to the main event, or the main draw, if you will, playing in that main draw for the AVP. They're here competing. It's both Halloween. Picked up by Paulis, goes over. Question is it out of bounds? They run it to the end line. It does go out of bounds. Bomgren now leading tying both teams here. 4 kills between him and Paulis. Samuels with 2, and then Marciniak with 1. So as we saw in set number 1, Dave, putting a lot of pressure on Bomgren. Part of that comes from Bomgren playing defense, so he'll dig the ball, then transition to attack. But that does also mean that they're serving him more often. That's part of the game plan. Marciniak going short. That brings Paulis forward. Samuels goes high, communicating down the line. Paulis with the kill, now leading all attackers. 5 kills total. He has 10 for the contest, 5 apiece here, split between sets 1 and 2. We are nearing the halfway point, 11-9. Oh, I apologize. It is 11-10. Dave, we're going to step away. It's the technical timeout, and we'll be back after a brief word from our sponsors.
For the cruise, bring bottles to the head. McKenna fully pumping. You got me surfing till my eyes all red.
Welcome back to court number 1. The technical timeout just ended. Samuels back to serve. They trail by 1. Bomgren going overhead to Marciniak.
Wow,
Marciniak
Peter.
off the hands and out of bounds.
Peter Marciniak on the outside.
That
Look at
brings
the
them to a tie with
boomstick
Samuels.
right there. Peter Marciniak, great elevation on the outside. Big swing, and you see when he lands with that smile, you know he's happy with that swing, and how could you not be?
Discussing who's serving next.
After the discussion and remapping with the players on the court, Timmy is back at the service line. Bomgren Jump float going to Paulis just wide.
That's Bomgren's first service error of the contest. We don't have a ton of service errors, so what you're seeing, low error, high efficiency. A few more errors in set number 1. Samuels and Paulis fell 21-18. They're currently down by 1 here. They look to tie it up at 12 apiece. Paulis to serve. Diving play by Marciniak. Bomgren's going to put him on the net, able to go off the outside hand of Samuels and out of bounds. Marciniak's third kill here.
13-11, Marciniak cleaning the glasses after his kill. And that's going to bring up Peter Marciniak to serve. Marciniak at the service line now. We got 13-11.
Goes high to Samuels, over the top, the soft roll.
Paulis with the soft roll shot. Ladies and gentlemen, it is a beautiful day here at the Sheridan Sand Key Resort, and I see a lot of people out in the crowd with that signature flavor that is White Claw. Crafted with quality ingredients, White Claw hard seltzer is made from a blend of seltzer water, our gluten-free alcohol base, and a hint of fruit flavor. Discover our variety of flavors today. White Claw, proud sponsor of AVP, Next Gold, and AVP America.
Paulis with the kill. Decision by Samuels to transition off. And what you saw was him actually backpedal. And I think for some athletes, that's a great decision. For some, they prefer the turn and run. They feel that they're faster kind of running forward, and they're able to get their hips back around. We are all tied up here, 13 apiece. Set number 2, looking to equalize is Paulis and Samuels. Paulis leads all attackers with 7 kills here in set number 2. Samuels with 2. Bomgren with 4, and then Marciniak with 3.
Make that another one for Bomgren right there as he gets the kill. Cross court on the outside. Reads the block and defense so well, and able to turn on that ball to get the sharp angle kill shot.
Tim Brown right after the kill, back at the service line here, 14-13.
Now we're going to get a side switch on the next point. The last time Bomgren served, he went wide, what would have been to the far side on the right of your screen once we pan from left to right.
And I got to say, what better way to spend your Halloween than playing volleyball in beautiful Clearwater Beach, Florida. Visit Clearwater if you haven't. You will do yourself a disservice. Clearwater Beach, Florida, beautiful event, beautiful place to stay. And the absolute perfect place for our beach nationals here. AVP Next Gold.
Side switch just initiated. You know, I think certainly playing is probably number 1. If you can be here, that's probably number 2. But a close second is for those of you folks joining us at home watching. We appreciate your patronage watching these athletes, whether they are whether you are just a volleyball junkie, whether these are your friends, maybe relatives. We welcome you here on Halloween to Clearwater, Florida for the Beach 2021 Open National Championships.
Heartbreaker there for Paulis as it goes just short and in the net. That's going to make it 15.
That's when we can get all the commercials in at the end of the game. So.
Block by Marciniak. That is his 4th block of the contest. He has 2 apiece, both 2 in the first, 2 in the second. They lead by 2, 16 serving 14.
Back to the service line here.
16-14. Marciniak with a jump serve going to Samuels. Paulis underneath it. Nice set. 50-50 ball in the middle. Samuels, big swing. That's going to just miss the sideline. 17-14, Kyle.
Untimely attack error, especially as they're looking to mount to come back. Now, they certainly have a lot of points to work with. That cutback is a good decision, especially if Marciniak blocks. Marciniak decided to come off, which I initially was like, oh, this is going to be a nice little opportunity for him to come away with that kill. He comes across his body, maybe just miscontacts that ball, goes wide, and now they're on the reception again.
All right. Off the net. Good placement there with the set from Paulis. You see him. All right. We got Marciniak up. Monster. Done.
Soft touch. Oh, just out of the reach of Paulis. Bomgren registering his 6th kill here. They maintain a 3-point advantage. He heads back to the service line.
18-15 here on center.
Dave, one of the reasons that we switch is not only because you want to try to, maybe there's an environmental factor, maybe the sun, the wind. In our particular case, we're actually very fortunate right now. There's a little bit of cloud coverage, so sun not playing a huge factor. But we've actually seen a lot of service errors on our left, a few less on our right. And I'm wondering if that wind is playing into it just a little bit more than the athletes would like.
Cross-court kill here. Paulis back to serve.
Samuels registering his 4th kill. Paulis leads all attackers here. Set number 2 alone. He has 8 kills, 13 total. Bomgren is 2nd. He has 15 total kills, only 6 here in set number 2.
We got 16-18 here. So that means we're going to switch in the next point. To what you were saying earlier, all right, is the wind a factor in that serving ability for causing errors or aces? Well, we're about to see here as Rafi, Paulis, and Samuels heading to our right. And, of course, Bomgren and Marciniak heading to our left now. Marciniak back at the service line because he will follow Rafi Paulis.
Marciniak and Bomgren 2 points away from taking the match. Both teams are undefeated. Both teams have an opportunity to continue to compete for a share of that $15,000 purse. One team will continue along what is known as the winner's bracket. The other will be relegated to the contenders bracket, but they will both still be fighting for an opportunity. Touched by Bomgren. Samuel's 11th kill on the contest, 5th here in set number 2. Good touch by Bomgren. That's really all you can do, especially with a well-placed shot like that. You're just trying to show that hustle, and hustle can turn into points. It doesn't always, but what it does is it causes you to find yourself in a position to constantly make plays.
Oh, tough serve and a heartbreaker there. Now we've got set point number 1. Is this going to be 20-17, Kyle?
Dave, I apologize. I don't mean to talk over you. It is actually match point number 1 here for Bomgren. And
thank you for the correction, Kyle. Match point, my apologies.
Hitting a hybrid float, handled by Samuels, goes tight. Samuels goes over the top. Is it out of bounds? It is.
Heads up play off the top of the block. Samuels, smart play, soft roll, turns on it hard to get that away from the sideline and out of bounds.
18 serving 20. This is match point opportunity number 2. I apologize, number 2. Timeout is requested by Bomgren and Marciniak. They'll head to their bench. Both teams will kind of discuss what their game plan is. And a lot of game planning is going to come not only as you start the match, as the match is occurring, but right now here in the latter parts of the contest. The question being, who are we going to serve? Are we trying to go short? Or are we trying to go deep? And then you're really just trying to react to what you see in front of you. Samuels is going to be your blocker. Paulis will be your server from the end line. Both teams undefeated at the current moment. Whoever is able to prevail here will continue along that winner's bracket. They will have at least a loss to give. The other team will be relegated to the contenders bracket. They will find themselves in a one-and-done situation. Continuing to win, they can certainly find themselves in the gold medal match, or the first place match, if you will. They can certainly find themselves along the continuum of opportunities or finished places. 7 and above, if I'm not mistaken, Dave wrote down for us, our purse finishes. You'll have $5,000 for first, $3,000 for second, 2 third places at $2,000 apiece, 2 fifth places at $1,000 apiece, and then 2 seventh places at $500 apiece. And for some of these athletes, this is their only source of income. For some, this is kind of their opportunity to compete, continue to play the sport they love. And whether they're trying to find themselves in those main draws, in those real money match opportunities or money tournaments and events, or otherwise, we're really fortunate that we're here. This is the final tour stop of the AVP Next Gold Tour, presented by AVP America. Many athletes not only competing here on this circuit, but also coming in many main draws. We are in our final point. There's a poke. Net violation by Marciniak. That staves off another match point opportunity. That's match point opportunity number 3 coming up from Marciniak and Bomgren. 19 serving 20. Paulis to serve a second time. Goes after Marciniak. He's going to put him on the net. A little shorter swing through into the sand. That ends the contest 2-0. We're going to take a look at that replay brought to you by Spike Ball. There's a look to Marciniak. Marciniak with the look, and actually goes through the hands of Samuels. That's one where he's going to take a look at the film and say, that's a ball I need to probably put myself in a better position. So he has to take a look to either cut around me or he has to go over the top, and that at least puts myself in a position that my partner can run that ball down. Marciniak and Bomgren win 21-18, 21-19. Fantastic run at the end by Paulis and Samuels. They are relegated to the contenders bracket, but they will have an opportunity to continue to fight their way to that first place contest, or certainly a money place finish, sharing a piece of that $15,000 purse. My name is Kyle, alongside your voice of reason, Dave Shaw, coming to you live from Clearwater, Florida, the site of the AVP Next Gold Tour Beach Open National Championships. We will see you soon.
For the cruise, bring bottles to the head. McKenna fully pumping. You got me surfing till my eyes all red. Oh, oh, fire in the sky. Oh, oh, give thanks for this love. Let's get it.
Watch that one day over there, so.
Olympics. More than ever before, I have to work hard to stay in shape. I run, I lift, I do yoga. That means sore knees, sore back, sore everything. KT Tape helps me push past the pain.
Used by athletes around the world and at home, just like you. KT Tape relieves the pain of aching muscles and joints. Perform at your best. Easy to apply. Use it for many common injuries. KT Tape. Train longer, finish stronger.
KT Tape works for me, it'll work for you.